All right, let's go practice the 7.3 to the 7.5 practice examples like what we might see on an upcoming assessment. Miguel and Elena Rivera are trying to buy a $615,000 home. Their lender quotes them an interest rate of 3.65 on an FHA jumbo 30-year fixed rate. So what is this FHA? This is the Federal Housing Administration, and they offer loans for people with low down payments. So the lowest down payment that you can get, assuming you're not in the military. Military has a VA loan for 0 down. So assuming you were not in the military, the minimum down you can do is 3.5%. So with this FHA loan, let's take the price of the home, $615,000 times 0.035. So take that 0.035% of 615,000. Okay, what'd you get? 0.035. Hopefully you got this 21,525. So what is that? That is your down payment to buy the house. Okay, you're going to be screenshotting you guys are writing on paper today while we're doing this. So I think I made you green sheets for St. Patty's Day. Okay, so this is your down payment. And then how much is their loan amount remaining is the other question. So now we just have to subtract so we can see what's remaining for the loan amount. So $615,000 minus the $21,525. This remaining amount is going to be our loan amount. So minus $21,525. So $593,475. And you might be thinking, wait a second, that's kind of a weird number. Is that how loan amounts work? Yes, they can be any number. Whatever money down you make, the rest is your loan amount. Okay, so this is the loan amount remaining. This is the amount you are going to borrow, or your principal for the loan. So how much interest would there be for the year? So we go back to the straight up interest formula from the banking chapter way back in first semester. So the interest is equal to the principal, 593,475, times the rate, 0.0365, and then times 1 year, which really isn't needed. And so let's go over to Desmos and multiply this and see what we get. This is going to give us the annual interest, the interest for the whole year. I'm going to try copying and pasting it and see if Desmos will let me. You know how Desmos doesn't usually like that. Okay, 21,661. What do you think? Is that a lot of interest or a little interest? Well, hey, that's 21 grand, you guys. So that's how much you're paying for the year for this one. Okay, so how much interest, annual interest, would there be? 21,661.84. We're going to round up. And there's our answer. So we still use formulas from way back first semester. Don't forget about those. Okay, now the next question I think is kind of a cool question. It's asking how much it costs per day to live in the house, convert the annual interest to daily, and multiply that amount by how many days they have left in the month. So if I go up here, it says they're closing on June 14th. Well, June has 30 days in the month. So minus 14 leaves 16 days that we will have to pay prepaid interest on. Okay, so let's go get the daily amount, 21,661.84. We need to divide that by 365 days in the year, and let's go see what we get. So this number, 0.84 divided by 365, that gives us 59.35 as a daily rate. That means it costs that much to live in your house daily. So 59.35 And then they want to know in prepaid interest how much that's going to be. So $59.35 a day times 16 days. So finally, I guess we could do it up here, times 16. So $949.56 is how much interest you have to pay for the rest of the month. This is done through your closing cost statement. Okay. So they asked us what the daily rate would be, and then to calculate how many days were left in the month so we could see what the prepaid interest is. So there we are. Here's our daily rate. Here's our prepaid interest. Let's make that smaller so it fits. Okay. How much would their monthly payment be? So now we go do the full monthly payment formula with the 593,475 and an interest rate of 3.65. 0.0365 divided by 12. We're doing the full monthly payment formula here. Some people are doing power of 360, or you can still just do 30 times 12. That's 30 years times 12 months in a year. And then copy and paste this back part to the denominator to save yourself some typing time. And then don't forget the -1. So here's the payment, $27.14 and 91 cents. See how we're going to round that? Okay, so payment $27.14 and 91 cents. How are you doing on that monthly payment formula? Are you pretty proficient at plugging in and getting the right answer? Are you good at converting the percent to a decimal, etc.? Okay, same family. Here continues the scenario. If the Rivera family has an adjusted gross income of $149,100, using the payment that you just calculated, are they okay to qualify for this home? Their annual property taxes are $7,687.50. So we need to convert annual taxes to monthly by dividing that by 12. And then we need to convert the annual homeowner's insurance into monthly. And that was $1,450 for the year. And it doesn't like dollar signs or commas. So this is going to be $640 and 63 cents. $640 and 63 cents. And then let's go do the $1,450 divided by 12. And that gives us $120.83. Why did I need these monthly taxes and insurance? Because the PITI is a combination of the mortgage, principal, and interest payment. That's what we just calculated using the monthly payment formula, plus the tax monthly, plus the insurance monthly. So let's add this all up. So $27.14, was it 91 cents? Let's go look. And 91 cents plus $640.63 plus $120.83. Let's go add that all up to get our PITI. Okay, so 3,476 is our total monthly housing expense. You got to add all that up to make the housing expense. So let's now calculate their ratio to see if they qualify. So if you go up here to look at what it's asking, it says show the front and back end ratios to state whether they qualify. So taking the $34.76 and 37 cents, dividing that by their monthly income. So their adjusted growth, okay, so 149,100. Let's go get the denominator here. Annual income needs to get converted into monthly. So 149,100 divided by 12 is going to give us 12,425. So that's going to be your denominator here. And so 3,476 and 37 cents divided by 12,425. That's a 0.279 ratio, which is at the 28% or less. So the front end qualifies. So now we go take back end. We need the PITI plus their debts. So their debts are a $450 car payment and a $625 car payment. She just had to have that BMW. So plus 450 plus 625 plus 450 plus 625. That's 1,000. No, this isn't calculating right. So this one plus 450 plus 625. So now we've got 4,551.37. And now we use the same denominator. We did divide that by 12,425. So take that amount and then divide that by 12,425. And we get 0.366. And so, unfortunately, this is slightly over qualifying. So they need to be under, or I should say, at 36% or less for them to qualify. So on this last part, the lender's got an idea. He says, wow, you're just slightly close to qualifying. Let's get creative. They offer the opportunity for the couple to buy down the quoted rate of 3.65 by 0.25%, and the point costs 1%. So that would take the rate from 3.65% minus 0.25% is going to leave it at 3.4. What would the cost to purchase 1 point be? It's 0.01 of that giant loan amount that we've been using, the 593,475 amount. So that makes the cost of a point 5,934.75. And so your job, calculate the new payment with that new rate of 3.4%, and then subtract to get the savings, and then you're going to divide the cost by the savings so that we can see how many months. Then check the key to see the break-even point. And the key is attached for you guys to check that, but I want you to try this last one on your own, okay? See how you do. Check that key.